I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Brittanie Campbell-Turner. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Oh, it is a beautiful night. I am doing quite well, thank you. How are you?
I am excellent. Thanks for asking. Thank you for asking. So please do tell us, which part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Chicago, Illinois.
And please do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us meeting.
Yes, I am a podcaster at yes. The Constructor Podcast is my podcast, and pretty excited to talk with you on the show.
Yeah, so a constructor, again, amazing audience. It's like construct and then you put the 2 R's in there, right? So constructor podcast, amazing stuff going on there. So who did you learn the skill of entering into the construction arena and then bringing value? I got to listen to the podcast, right? Then bringing value to others via this medium.
Yeah, well, who did I learn it from? I think just the connecting of technical and social mechanisms, if you will. I would say that that's something that both of my parents do well, and I certainly learned that idea from them. And then I just wanted to learn more about reducing uncertainty in the realm of architecture, engineering, and construction. So that is where I am, and that's why I'm on this path of learning more through the interview and then also sharing what I know, because I'm also a construction management consultant.
Wow. Sounds like a lot. Wow. Sounds like a lot. So why will you continue to repeat these skills? The skills of what you bring in the area of uncertainty. Pun intended.
Oh, man. Why am I going to continue? I really dislike redundancy and waste, and I don't want people to feel the frustration that they get from doing that same thing, because there's a lot of, just discomfort along with it. And I realized that you can get so much more done and you could be so much more satisfied when you have transparency and trust in your relationships when you're doing transactions in the design field or in the construction field. And I find that it just doesn't make sense to keep doing things the same wrong way. You shouldn't have that mentality. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You really should consider the process. It's usually not the people. Consider the process, fix the process, iterate, make sure you are assessing the process, even as you're thinking you're fixing it and making it the best, but understand there's never an end to that, and there's always room for improvement.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, tell me, please, one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Yes, I've been reading lots and lots of books. I've been reading a lot of self-help books, a lot of books about improving processes, of course, lots of books about construction, and emotional intelligence, I would say. That's probably it kind of crosses over to self-improvement, but that's a category that I would still want to note.
Interesting. There's a book that just popped in my head that I read this year, The 5 Love Languages. Pretty intriguing book. Is it emotional intelligence? Yes, it is, but between married couples, yeah.
My husband and I, when we first, I would say, started dating, I had him read that book. I said, look, we need to figure this out really quickly. And I guess it turned out okay, because we got married and, it's 5 years in. So
wow,
it's a good book. I think
yes,
thank you.
Chapman. Well, how does it make you feel, the reading, the capturing the knowledge, and after that? How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel as if I can move through the world that much more effectively and help people that much more effectively. Um, just having gone to school for engineering and, being more of that technical mind and what do they call us, left brain thinkers, I find that communicating ideas and concepts and making people get excited about it, or rather just giving them the space to do that. I needed to learn that skill. And I find that reading books and even starting the podcast has allowed me to grow as a person. And for me, it has allowed me to communicate those ideas and get people excited about some of the ideas that I'm excited about. And basically get people to improve their processes as well. So, yeah.
Suggest to someone out there. It seems as though it's sounding as though you don't settle for less, right? I think you've definitely branded that right across the few minutes we've been speaking. Suggest to someone out there. It's a principle, right? So suggest to someone out there why they should do what you've done.
Well, I think that there is always a need to choose to grow, to choose to move to a place that's better than where you are today, from a growth perspective, whether it's mental, whether it's spiritual, whether it's intellectual, whether it's personal, relational. There's always room for improvement. You always have a skill set and you always do things well, but there are things that everyone has a weakness in. And I think that you just become a much more well-rounded person when you read and you understand. You meet people, you meet the authors of these books when you read them, and you get to have that insight and literally walk into their world and see from another person's perspective. There's nothing better than that. And then now you can take the parts and pieces that will now contribute to your growth, and you can now connect with more people because now you've seen that one other perspective. I think connection with people is ultimately the goal, and building stronger relationships is the goal. And I think as long as you want to do that, you should continue to grow and learn and bring the best self that you can to the world.
Love it. Amazing audience. We are live with Brittanie Campbell-Turner, podcast host of Construct R. Again, that's Construct R and R. Brittanie, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Brittanie, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Probably playing with my brother outside, picking grass out of the ground and playing in the dirt. Yeah, that's probably it.
How old do you think you were?
4 or something like that. Yeah.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I love being outside. I love experiencing things with my hands as well, and laughing. My brother used to make me laugh a lot when we were kids, and he would always be doing something silly. So I value that experience. I value all the sensory experiences I had with that. Yeah.
Pretty intriguing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the intermingling of what is the industry of the backyard at that early age, right? There's so many things going on there, but even there's something we didn't really touch on, but even with the industry or the construction industry, if you would, there's a model or there's a melting pot, if you would, of male and female. And to see you in the backyard with your brother, male brother, doing what you're doing and being able to get that done, it's pretty fascinating how now it connects where it seems as though, I could be wrong, you're a pretty easygoing person in the industrial world, even though you are a woman. It's as though you fit. I could be wrong. Not that you shouldn't fit, but given the scenario as what it is, you fit.
In my mind, I never not fit. It's because I feel comfortable in my skin, I believe. And maybe that formed that those similar experiences growing up formed that experience for me. Yeah.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh man, probably "It's Hot in Here" by Nelly. I was thinking back to that time. Yeah, I loved that song.
I mean, if we had to connect to, in the construction, oh my word, it's definitely hot in here, isn't it? Brittanie, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Brittanie, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have a couple people that I'm passing my skills on to. Yeah.
Sweet. Now, you said you were married, right? Do you have children?
No, I don't have any children yet.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, not at all.
Not even 3 hours a week?
A week? It may happen once a month, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And what about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Usually more than 8 hours a day.
Brittanie, after having 1,001 conversations in 3 months, in 2016, I came up with a workbook and the name of it is Yours. Connected to that, well, the meaning is your own unique real self, but connected to that is your own unique real statement. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Brittanie Campbell-Turner, what would that be?
I'm someone who's not afraid to fail in order to get to a point where people are more satisfied and more certain in their decisions.
Wow. Interesting. Did you just say that, or is it written somewhere?
I didn't say it. I have a few things written in front of me, and I said, no, that's not it. I have a couple of things, and they're close to that, but it's not that. Yeah.
So that just came out.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's fascinating. Well, Brittanie, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just never stop growing. Believe in yourself, and you guys can achieve whatever goals you set out to. Just commit.
Love it. Brittanie Campbell-Turner, thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.